Minnesota Workers United.
Full solidarity with for George Floyd. We have to remember that the killing of George Floyd sparked a nationwide Black-led working class uprising around the country that will forever change how our movements work and how the police departments are responsive to us. It's time for the labor movement to demand that police unions are kicked out of our movement. Police are not workers, they're scabs, they're strike breakers, they're killers, and they're racists. We don't want them in our labor movement, we don't want them in our cities, we don't want them here at all. This city has spent unprecedented millions of dollars to protect buildings in downtown instead of housing our unhoused relatives, instead of giving us cash support during the largest pandemic ever, or to invest money into our communities for education and job trainings. Now is the time for the labor movement to root out white supremacy in our movement, in our unions, and in our spaces, and start to work for the common good. It's good to see so many union members out here and unorganized workers as well. And it is now time that we say, Black Lives Matter, that Black liberation is inextricably tied to workers' rights, and that we need to have an inclusive movement. The other thing is that this is not just about Derek Chauvin. This is about a system that isn't broken, but that was built to harm Black and brown bodies. A capitalist system that needs the repression and oppression of Black and brown people. And so we say, for everyone who has been killed, for everyone we don't know about, for everybody that went unnamed, we say justice now. Indict, convict, send these killer cops to jail, the whole damn system.
He's guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send these killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. I need props too, because I got mama.
All right. Up next, we want to welcome Jaylani from Care, Minnesota.
All right, everybody. I know you've been walking. I know you've been standing for a bit. I appreciate that. I want to start off by greeting you all with a greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace and blessings be upon you all today. I want you to take a moment right now and realize that this morning you woke up with a mission. Your mission was to be right here. And you're here right now. And if you're watching right now on Facebook, Instagram, on any other stream, you should be here with us right now. I want you to know, in this moment, right now, there's a lot of people that have not only made these movements possible, but continue to stand up, regardless of what kind of day it is, regardless of who is killed by the police. And first, I want to thank our independent journalists, starting with our brother King, the Movement Justice Media, Unicorn Riot, and the many countless folks that pull out their phone to defend and to stand and to guard against the brutality that is happening across this country. We do have a tool. Let's call that phone. I also want to recognize all the marshals that are keeping us safe right now, because we are under threat from white supremacists. These are folks that showed up a little earlier, organized, and are here to stand every single time. And how about those medics that are walking around right now? These are nurses and doctors who have taken their time to be right here with us. And some of you don't know, but we got legal observers right here too. And they're wearing those bright orange, green hats, right? National Lawyers Guild. We appreciate you. We appreciate all of you. I want you to know, if you look right now to the person next to you, that is your brother and sister. That is your brother and sister in this movement. All we need is each other. All we need is each other. All we need is each other. And I want you to ask you and demand from you, if you're standing right now on your shoes, marching in downtown Minneapolis, demanding for justice, I want you to invite one more person tomorrow and the day after. And with that, I want to see how many of you today, right now, this is your first protest, maybe in a while. There we go. We're seeing brothers right there. There you go. Welcome. Welcome. There's sweetness in this space. And for those who have been marching this past summer, raise your hand. All right. And how about the people that have been marching since the 60s that are with us right now? How about those people? I want you to know, on 38th in Chicago, 8 minutes and 46 seconds, George Floyd was lynched on live Facebook. And on 38th in Chicago, that brutality moved the blood of Americans and the blood of people across this world. And that is why we are standing today demanding justice for George Floyd. But as we demand justice for George Floyd, we are demanding justice for the countless lives that have not been filmed, the countless lives that have been ignored, that have come under the brutality of the Minneapolis Police Department, the St. Paul Police Department, and this state of Minnesota, and this country of the United States. We stand with them. And if you think we're only talking about killing, we're also talking about incarcerating black people and separating them from their families since the inception of this country. And so today we are speaking to those in bondage for the failed laws across this country that has incarcerated our black brothers all over this country. We today stand with them. So I want to be very honest with all of you. They want us to focus on the court proceedings. They want us to keep talking about the court theater. But I want you to know, we are frustrated. We are demanding for real change all over this country. And that means in the state of Minnesota that we pass 8 bills right now that are still being discussed on the House floor. We need those bills to pass expeditiously. Where's my brother? Expeditiously. Expeditiously. And that is exceptionally important because they believe that you are going home after the trial. They believe that you have not seen enough brutality and you care less. they think somehow a barricade is going to stop us from standing up for justice. I want you to know, when people just like you come together in bondship, history has reminded us that any wall, any barricade will fall. And I personally believe this cause is a cause that God has our back. They have the military, we have God on our side. They have guns, we have angels on our side. And I want you to know, when Moses crossed that sea, God opened that sea apart. And I'm telling you right now, on this street and on 38th in Chicago and in this city, we are gonna rain justice on the Mississippi River, and we're gonna take that justice all over this country until every single person of color is free. And we're gonna do this by any means necessary. They are not afraid of us alone. They are afraid of us when we come together. When we are united, that's when we put fear in their hearts. I want you to know, Chauvin is being protected by the entire state of Minnesota. He's being protected by the military. He's being protected by the police. He's being protected by the justice system. He's being protected in those buildings. But I'm going to tell you something. Those buildings are our buildings. That justice system is our justice system. That military is our military. The people run this country, and it's time for people to take our right place. Let's bond together, brothers and sisters. Let's stand up for justice. And for now, Minnesota, you got to come out. Minnesota, you got to come out. Minneapolis, you have to come out. St. Paul, you got to come out. Bloomington, you got to come out. Bemidji, you got to come out. Every city in this state has to come out. We need to fill these streets. We need to fill these streets until we get justice. I want you to say with me the word that we want to have every Minnesotan say, including every jury: guilty! 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 Chauvin is guilty. The rest of them are guilty. The system is guilty. Our city is guilty. But we are here to stand up against that. We're here to stand up against that. So let me end with this. I am not giving up on the families, the 400 plus families in this state. I made a promise to them. And I encourage all of you to make that promise, because it is hard for these families to continue to show up and to tell you about how their loved ones were killed. It's not easy. Make that promise, brothers and sisters. Come out every day. Help us online and offline, and recognize this moment is our moment. The worst thing you can do, as Dr. King said, is sleep through a revolution. Wake up, Minneapolis.
The people united can never be defeated. 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 The people. The people united can never be defeated. The people. All right.
All right, up next, welcome Miguel Hernandez from Bikers Riding Against Police Brutality.
I'd like to thank the families, organizers, everybody who puts work to be here to set things like this up. Everybody who's come out in the last 9 months. Everybody who's fighting even before I was born. Thank you. Today I come out to talk about what we do on motorcycles. Like, what do a bunch of guys on motorcycles have to do with this? Well, first time I met Brap, I was scared to ride. Many motorcyclists are racist, homophobic, misogynistic, transphobic, everything. We don't have a place. I found home in community. And what we practice to get rid of all this, because we see it creeping up, we check ourselves all the time. Something everybody should be doing. No excuses. So what do? We educate. We discipline ourselves. The same way we have to stay alive on a bike, we have to stay alive in the community by practicing this. And we take accountability and make no excuses. But all I've seen, this city, this government, are excuses. All we've seen are fences, excuses. All we've seen is intimidation, excuses. They don't want to address the lack of accountability. They fear us. They answer to us. And I'll keep this short, because we like to act. BRAP is a small unit, but with our actions, we speak big plans. Because as long as there's voices to be heard, these families to be heard, for you to be heard, BRAP will be here to protect you. And we need you, the community, to educate us, because we are listening. If you want to join BRAP and be part of this movement, speak to us, brap.org. We appreciate you all. Even with 3 motorcycles, we can get stuff happen. Imagine what we can do together. Where there is people, there is power. Where there is people, there is power. Where there is people, there is power. Thank you.
Again, everybody, my name is Tashira Garraway. Again, I am the fiance and the mother of Justin Tigan's 14-year-old son. I'm sorry I got hoarse from earlier today, but God's just gonna push these words out. And I'm here with all of you guys and you, our families. You don't understand how it feels. We got Kim Handy Jones out here, represent her son, Cordell Handy, and All Stolen Lives. We got Nala, father, out here. We got George Floyd's friend, Cortez, out here. We got Mama Rosemary out here. We got a number of families that are out here. And I just want to tell you again, like I say all the time, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you from the bottom of all our families' heart for being out here, for standing against the odds, through the intimidation, through the fear that they've tried to instill in us. You still came out. And that means more than you will ever know. Ever know. Because when you have to live in fear, because they murder your loved one and pretend like they're the victim, when your family is the victim and you don't have people to know your story, to know what happened to you, to know what happened to your family, it means the world for all of you to hear us now. We want to know, do they hear us now? Do they hear us now? Because if Cordell don't get it, 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 shut it down. If Justin don't get it, 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 shut it down. If Ardell don't get it, 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 if Jeffrey 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 don't get get it, and so many more stolen lives. If we don't get it, we got to shut this bitch down. Period. Justice for George Floyd and all stolen lives. Thank you.
All right. Put your fist up if you know what CARE is. Who knows what CARE is? Who has Muslim neighbors? Who has Somali neighbors? Do you have that in your community? Have you introduced yourself? Well, continue to do that, because when Dalal Eid was gunned down by the BCA, I ain't never seen so many folks of color come out to the streets the way that CARE rallied the Somali community. It was amazing. It was powerful. It was also very sad. But give it up for Muhammad and Zainab, who are going to speak next, that are from CARE.
Assalamu alaikum. Salam means peace. My name is Muhammad Ibrahim. I'm the Deputy Director for CARE Minnesota. And I'd like to just have a moment of silence. And the reason why we need to have a moment of silence is because we're talking about human life. Brothers, fathers, uncles, sisters, mothers have been slain all across the state of Minnesota. And they try to tell us it's 200. But we know it's well over 400. Check the data. Check the stats. And the reason why the wheels of justice move slow is because they're not trying to give us justice. They're not meant to have us get justice. And you see families who are still grieving. And they're trying to put a limit on how long they can grieve and come out and fight. And that's why we need to remove the statute of limitations. You can't give us 3 years. You can't tell me how long a family could mourn and then learn how to fight and then go out and fight. You have things like qualified immunity that allowed officers like Derek Chauvin kill with impunity. People were telling him to stop. And what did he do? He chuckled and dug his knee deeper. Because he knows the system is behind him. Matter of fact, he killed before. And he knows that maybe there won't be accountability. Why does he feel like that? And like Jonathan said earlier, we have to infect the system with a conscience. Where is your humanity for the people? And I know for some of y'all it's the first time coming out here, but there are people in this movement that have been doing this for 20 plus years, some for 10 plus years, some since the 60s. And it's never too late to join us. It's never too late to join us. And the reason why I mention all of these things is because we are a part of the Justice for George Floyd and All Stolen Lives Coalition. And we have 11 bills. Excuse me, we have 9 bills. CUAPP put over 40 bills out. But we condensed it to 9 bills. And these 9 bills are not a silver bullet to just end police brutality, but it's a start. And these are 9 things that we know they could do right now. Not tomorrow, not in 6 years, not in 6 months, not next session, right now. And with this coalition, we've been meeting with some politicians. We've been rubbing our elbows with them. And we are being told that Democrats would be inconvenienced if they vote for this bill. Do you know what was inconveniencing? George Floyd not going back to his family. Do you know what was inconveniencing? Bilal Eid not going back to his family. Do you know what was inconveniencing? These families coming out here and marching every single damn day. That's an inconvenience, isn't it? So how the hell are we protecting people that get paid, what, 45,000? 60,000? 70,000? Over these families? Somebody say hell no. Somebody say hell no. Are we going to allow that? Somebody say hell no. We're not allowing that to happen. And tonight we are meeting with the Public Safety Committee to talk about these bills. And we are being told that, well, they're not sexy. We don't give a damn about sexy. We don't give a damn about sexy. We give a damn about what's right. Right? And the time is now. The time is now. And it is always the right time to do the right thing. It is always the right time to do the right thing. And the right thing is to do what the families want. The right thing to do is to give us justice. If they gave us justice, then they wouldn't have to board up. They wouldn't have to go get some fences. They wouldn't have to ask for police officers from what? Scott County to come here? They wouldn't have to do any of that. All we want is justice. All we're asking is justice. We're asking for simple things, and yet they are worried about policing our reaction. How about they become proactive and give us some damn justice? Right? So, we have 9 bills. If you want to check them out, go to mncoalition.org. Right? And there are organizations like Communities United Against Police Brutality, TCC for J, the Minnesota Justice Coalition, Families Supporting Families Against Police Brutality, the Racial Justice Network, and many, many others that band together and worked on these bills. And now they're trying to tell us that they're not sexy. So tonight, we're going to tell the Public Safety Committee that the whole world is watching. Who's watching? Who's watching? Who's watching? Who's watching? And to the DFL as well. We don't give a damn about the 6 Democrats and them losing their seats. We want some justice. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? When do we want it? And one more person we got to talk about. One more person. And that person is Governor Walz. Governor Walz. You're taking meetings with Paul Gazelka before you're meeting with the families. That ain't right. That's not right. That's not right. Remember, Governor Walz, you're a Democrat.
A piece of shit.
And what we need from Governor Walz is 2 things. 2 things. The first thing that we want Governor Walz to do is to add the qualified immunity bill that we have and the statute of limitations bill that we have to the reviser's budget. Expeditiously. Right now. When do we want it? When do we want it? When do we want it? The second thing is we know that it's within his power to call for a special session. It's going to be a long trial. But it's never too late to give some people some justice. So if we're not able to move these bills, we want Governor Walz to call in for a special session to specifically talk about police accountability bills. Specifically that. And we're going to remind him that the whole world is watching. Say it with me. The whole world is watching. 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 And next, I'd like to introduce Zainab, who's also with CARE Minnesota.
Thank you all so much. I am so incredibly proud to share space with amazing activists that have been doing this work for way longer than I have been alive. So I want to talk about a few things, and I'll keep it really short because Jailani and Mohammed did a really amazing job. I want to talk about one thing that we've learned this year, and that is the fact that property matters over people. We know when buildings were burning down. We know when business wasn't as usual. The governor, the mayor, and the people that are in charge of the state were willing to spend money and billions of dollars to invest in buildings. And that happened just as recently as the governor introducing the $35 million bill to bring more policing into our communities, to police us. Someone say that ain't right. We don't want more policing. We want to stay alive. Black lives matter. This isn't about us. This isn't about me. And the truth is, I'm 23 years old. Dalal Eid was 23 years old. He had goals, plans. He had a 5-year plan. Things he wanted to do, much like myself. But where is he now? And the governor is not even thinking about it. Let's talk about the building right across from us, the US Bank Stadium. They spend over $1 billion on it to bring entertainment to our city, to bring more rich people into our city, to make profit. But where is the protection for Black lives? Where's the humanity when someone dies and you look at them and you don't even take a look, but you continue to put your knee on them? Or in the case of Dalal Eid, you want to show your perspective, the angle that matters to you the most, because you want to protect those cops.
There was assassination with him.
It was assassination.
They assassinated him.
And they want to tell us their perspective. But truth is, we're here. We're demanding justice. And we see you. We see what's happening in the city and in these streets. And we will continue to be here. George Floyd won't be here. Dalal Eid won't be here. Philando Castillo won't be here, and the 400 lives that they've killed, the state has blood on their hands. But we will hold them accountable. We'll be here. So thank you all so much for allowing me to share space.
And let's not forget our brother Isaac Aiden, who was gunned down by Eagan Police, Bloomington, and he died, I believe. It was the Isaac Aiden. Justice for Isaac Aiden as well, for our Somali brother Isaac Aiden. Who skipped school to be out here today? I said, who skipped school to be out here today? Who skipped work to be out here today? We should be so privileged that we can skip a job or leave a school or have a home. But for the students, for the youth that left school today, y'all are telling your building something. This is more important. This is more important. I went to Minneapolis South High School, and when shit was fucked up, we walked out. Oh, that's how it's gonna roll? We're walking out. And you can't do nothing about it. You ain't gonna throw me in detention. You ain't gonna suspend me. You ain't gonna call my mom. I'm bouncing. Because you got the power to leave. You got the power to take your body out of that building and say no more. Because something's really messed up here. We need to stand for it. Now give it up for some folks that walked out of school today. Zach from South High.
All right, so the student movement activists of South High came out here today along with many other students and student organizations. And all of us are here to say that the youth demand justice for George Floyd and all stolen lives. We're here to stand in solidarity with the families of those murdered, those lynched by these killer cops. We are here to say that Black lives matter, that Native lives matter. Now, Tim Walz is trying to send us all back to our classrooms on this day, blocking us from taking part in demanding justice, without teachers even fully vaccinated, with a million questions left unanswered. But we won't stand for that. We are going to be here, just like we were here during the uprising. We are going to stand out here for justice. We're all out here today, every one of us, to demand justice for George Floyd, to demand that they jail killer cop Derek Chauvin, that they jail all 4 of these pigs that lynched George Floyd. We're out here to demand community control of the police so that the people can hold these killers accountable, since the city government has made clear that they have no interest in justice. We're all out here today in defiance of the attacks being leveled at the movement, from the I-94 mass arrests to the blatant repression of the right to protest. They even tried to hire people to convince us all not to protest over the time of the trial, only canceling over negative reception. Now, just this past month alone, the city has been especially keen to prove to the people that it wants to circumvent justice, that it wants to keep letting killer cops walk free. They won't even let more than one of George Floyd's family members into the courthouse, and they've barricaded it from the rest of the public, while letting a million maskless pigs in. The city, the whole damn system, isn't concerned about COVID. It's concerned with how it can let these killer cops get away with murder. Where is the millions of dollars spent in putting up fences and concertina wire around the city? Spent in giving more to the cops and bringing in the National Guard, all to shield these damn killer pigs from justice? Where is all that money while our homeless neighbors are stuck out on the streets and need support? Where is it when it is needed to provide COVID relief and support to people and communities hit hardest by this damn pandemic? Now they have all these signs welcoming us into what we all lovingly call the free speech zone, the protest cage, like a lion welcoming a mouse into its jaws. But I'll tell you this, the system may be a lion, but the people are no mouse. The people are the ground beneath the lion's feet. The people united can move mountains. We are an earthquake shaking the very foundations of this racist, unjust system. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people can't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people can't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people can't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people can't stop. All right. We're not going to rest until we get justice for George and all stolen lives. We're not going to stop until we get community control. Justice for George Floyd. Justice now. Black Lives Matter. Jail these killer cops. Thank you.
What? Give it up for the youth! Give it up for the youth! What?
All right. We are going to keep it moving with Wham! Women Against Military Madness.
Hello, thank you for having us here today. Women Against Military Madness has been around for 36 years. We've been fighting to end war, and one thing we know for sure is you cannot have war without racism. It's built into our system, and the only way we've gotten so that you and I and other people can get together and fight together is because the people before us got on the streets and said we can be better. We can be better. And you are proving that today, and we will come out more and more. Now let me tell you something that you can learn from us old people. One is, we're stubborn as hell, we don't give up, and we believe in the impossible. And we welcome you here to join us and do the same, and without you, we are not going to make a better world. So welcome, thank you, keep fighting. And if I learned something the other day, you know where the very first military base outside of U.S. borders was? I bet these people know. It was in Western Ohio. This was part of the plan all along to wage war on black and brown people. And we're saying, no more, no more. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Women Against Military Madness. Up next, we are going to welcome Chantal.
What's up? What's up? I'm Chantal Allen with Black Lives Matter Twin Cities. Let me hear them students again, though, real quick. Make some noise. Yes. I happen to sit on the school board in St. Paul, and I am glad all of you guys are here. So how many of you guys know, I'm going to take you on a history tooth real quick, because I am a teacher. How many of y'all know the story of St. Augustine, Florida? There goes one hand. Okay, well, the civil rights movement had been going for quite some time. Older black folks, adults, have been getting arrested, losing their jobs. They were feeling threatened. And suddenly, the students took to the streets, right? So the movement kept going. And I'm talking about, this was for probably about 3 or 4 years before we got the Civil Rights Bill signed. The reason why the movement kept going is because young people took to the streets, right? So in St. Augustine, Florida, there was these beaches. There was the black beach and the white beach, right? And so what did our black folks want? We wanted the good beach, right? So they kept going to the good beach, right? For 30 days, young black people went back to that beach and got their asses whooped. Back up the hill. Every single day, they went back to the beach. They said, to hell with this. I'm going to keep doing this, right? So, you know, it made a little noise across the country. So what happens next? Y'all know? Dr. King shows up, right? The great leader comes, right? And he decides he's not going to go to where the young people are, because that's what they do, right? So he goes to a hotel. He stages this protest at the hotel. And the hotel people were like, you're not coming in here. Y'all black folks ain't coming into this hotel. So what did our young people do? They went around back, jumped the fence, and got in the pool. That's what they did. Unfortunately, that hotel owner began to pour acid in the pool. And so there was a picture that was taken of him pouring that acid in the pool. And it was sent to President Johnson. And President Johnson said, that's it. And the next day, he signed the Civil Rights Bill. So I know we're a long ways from actually gaining our rights. That's why we're still standing in the streets. But we do know that that was a milestone in that space. And I want to say that it was young people that made that happen. So I'm going to encourage you young people, go call your cousins, your homies, your play brothers and sisters, all your people in your classroom, and tell them to come to the streets with you. Because the way that we are going to genuinely get justice is when young people start taking to these streets, start demanding justice, start making it clear that the way that they set up these laws are not right for the way when they're ready to move into adulthood, right? Because I can change all the laws I want, but I'm 47 years old, right? So I can change the laws and make them shape to what I think they want to be. But then guess what? I guarantee you the next generation is going to come behind me and say, Chantel didn't have it quite right. So the best thing for us to do is to hear your voice right now. So make some noise. Say, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. All right, y'all, so that was one history lesson. I came up here originally to do another history lesson. Then I said, woo, there's a lot of young people out here. I'm trying to mobilize them. But the reality is that this movement did not just pop off when George Floyd got murdered. Because we watched Philando Castile get murdered. There was over 100 people in the streets when Jamar Clark got murdered. Our communities have been subjected to this level of trauma time and time again. We have taken over the 4th precinct. We took over the governor's mansion. We took over all of these freeways. Ain't a freeway that ain't been touched in the metro area, right? This has been a long time coming, and we're here now. So now we're here to stand, and I'm glad we're showing up. I'm glad you're continuing to show up. But the reality is, black people are the bomb because they brought us here, right? All right, so I'm gonna do another chant. I don't know if y'all know this one real quick. It goes, bow down, Babylon, black people are the bomb. We ready, we coming, we ready, we coming. Bow down, Babylon, black people are the bomb. We ready, and we coming, and we ready, and we coming. Bow down, Babylon, black people are the bomb. We ready, and we coming, and we ready, and we coming. Because guess what? This is the first day. But we are ready, right? Because I know there's been folks out here since 7 o'clock this morning. I ran into my brother Devon. I've been with him in the movement for years. He said, I didn't sleep all night. He was up all night. Want to know why? Because we ready and we coming. We ready and we coming. All power to the people, y'all.
She touched on it, but I want to give a shout out to the 646 that took over the highway. Shout out to the 646. You know it.
All right, our last speaker is going to be Nadia from SDS. TCC for J organizes with SDS all the time because they are also fighting for community control, so give it up.
Say his name, Isaac Aiden. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Thank you. Hi, I'm Nadia. I'm with Students for a Democratic Society at the University of Minnesota. We're not too far from the university, but I just want to let you guys know, if you're a student organizer, a student activist, you know that the university or wherever school you try to go, any school you're at, will try to make you and isolate you from the movement itself. Yes. They'll think you're good. They'll give you committees. They'll say we have a diversity board. We hired one black person. They'll say that you're fine. But in reality, that doesn't take, in the university, for example, it does not take away from the fact, as groundbreaking as it seemed when they limited ties with the UMPD or university police from the MPD, that still meant that they were still at the beck and call of the UMPD and the MPD, because when we were arrested on the highway with the 646, you bet that you saw the university police department there. Yep. And faculty, 2 weeks ago, when a black Carlson student tries to check out a laptop for their midterm, you can bet, and this did happen, faculty will still call in the police. Wow. It did happen. That's that bullshit, exactly, get into it. Yeah. They will try to make you feel like that you're good, you're handled. And it's not, that's not the case at all. We're here because this has everything to do with what we need. When we talk about committees and diversity boards, we don't need those. Since May, students have been calling for community control of the police. Dismantling UMPD, there's no reason for the university to have a police department if it's not in control of the students. So that's why we're here today, and we're here to talk about community control, because we know that the university will try to isolate students from the movement itself. We will be here in solidarity to call to convict Derek Chauvin. We will be with the coalition, and we will be calling for community control of the police across the state and on campus. And you can catch us protesting this Friday, the 12th, at 5 p.m., and we're going to be calling for the same demands right at Morrill Hall, right in front of our president because of proximity, right? So I just want to say thank you. Again, with the university, they're going to try, or any type of school, please stick with SDS. They're again going to try to isolate us, but we're going to be right here protesting, so thank you.
Okay, really quick, Miss Rosemary would like to say a quick message for us.
We're going to sing one of the old fighting songs, so y'all don't forget. You just spin to go.
This is Miss Rosemary Nevels.
They know who I am. Okay, come on, Chantel. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Turn me around. Turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. We gotta keep on marching. Keep on fighting. Till our freedom is won. One more time. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Turn me around. Turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. We gonna keep on marching. Keep on marching. Till our freedom is won. Power to the people!
That was the Black Panther version, y'all. She's part of the Breakfast Program out of Oakland. Please give her much respect.
All right, so we are gonna get moving. Some quick announcements. We will have Kenton Handy Jones speaking to us when we get back to our start point. So please stick around, and then we will be closing out. Want to remind everybody one more time. What am I gonna say? Stand behind the What was that? Am I gonna have to tell y'all again?
Stand behind the barricades.
Probably. Hard-headed is what they call that. I don't know what that means.
get a butt whipping. Y'all ready? Ready for the boots on the ground?
Watch out.
All right, y'all. Hold on.
We here to shut this shit down. Boots, boots, boots on the ground. We're here to shut this shit down. Boots, boots, boots on the ground. We're here to shut this shit down. Boots, boots. We're here to shut this shit down. Boots, boots on the ground. We're here to shut this shit down. Boots, boots, boots on the ground. We're here to shut this shit down. No good cops in a racist system. 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 How do you spell racist? 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 How do you spell racist?
Send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell.
When I say we the people, you say we're powerful. We the people are 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 powerful. This is what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
everyone, if you are here for the honor of George Floyd, please stand behind the truck. Press, you are here because somebody didn't give someone room to breathe. Your community needs room to breathe. Our job as marshals, we need to block at least a block or two before people can come through. We want you to be safe. We are here for you. We need your cooperation in order to do that. I do not need to see somebody run over today.
All right. So Kim Handy's here. So we're gonna do this for Cadell. Boots! Boots! Boots on the ground! We're here to shut this shit down! Boots! Boots! Boots on the ground! We're here to shut this shit down! Boots! Boots! Boots on the ground!
y'all move a little bit.
We're marching through the streets. As the first George Floyd! And then we we're gonna have to swing around.
From her. Take her out.
But it isn't enough of just us. And my body be rock steady. Get the rock to rolling. To sit back and wait. it tomorrow, right now. It's not. My 29-year-old son quit again. People, I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm not. I move when I have for me to stand still. We got your back. On my back. My ball catch me before I fall. Fall in my back. Be my back. Let me tell you something. I could be. I choose to be here with me. You don't question.
Somebody, hello.
I say the unity. Grieving. My sore. That my feet again. It's gonna stop. Just keep coming back. Coming back. Get back in the. But what I was. So my back is on. Minnesota. And again, for the rest of my life, you will always be the reasons why I fight for justice. Let's keep love alive. Let's keep hope alive. Let's keep justice alive. But more importantly, let's keep each other alive. And understand that George Floyd is the face of thousands that have went on before him, some after him. But his tragedy allowed us to see just what they did to our sons and daughters and loved ones when the camera wasn't fucking video. You need to understand that. So if George incident of police brutality opens up the floodgates of justice, then hell, I'm standing on it. I'm standing on the promise of God, people. I'm standing on God's promise. And I'm going to tell you all something. I'm looking at my black sisters and brothers, my sons and daughters, mothers and fathers. Don't be moved. Don't get divided. We going to stick. We going to stay. And we gonna march on the fucking victory. Cause justice delayed. If we stick and stay, won't be justice denied. And we need justice, people, by any means necessary. I love you, Minnesota. I love you within the depths of my heart. God bless you. And remember, when our sisters and brothers are under attack, what do you got?
Your back.
You what? I didn't hear you. Say that shit like you mean it. I need to know that when you got me. When you got me. Don't wait till I get down there and want to help a sister up. Have me before I get there. Now we're gonna say this one more time. You are what?
I am your
when it's under attack.
I am your back.
That's when you'll have my back. That's when you got it. When you become my back, because my back becomes your back. I love you all, man. I tell you. God makes no mistakes. When he put me in Minnesota life, and I came here in my size H boots, when he grounded me for life. And I don't care who think they gonna run up through here in your cars or whatever the fuck you got. I ain't scared. I'm not ever, never scared. When you took my son, when you took Justin Tigan, when you took Jeffrey Smith, Marcus Golden, Demetrius Hill, Dalal Eve, Ardell Sherrill, Brian Quinones, when you took justice away from us the day you killed them, you took justice and you activated just us to get justice. Okay? Okay? Right now. You took that from us. And I ain't scared of no motherfucking 12. Fuck 12. And I got to say that. Fuck them. From the top of their head to the bottom of their fucking damn feet. Fuck everything that looks like them, everything that acts like them. And I tell people, leave me the fuck alone, because I'm unapologetic. I'll punch a motherfucker in the throat. Right now. I'm about that life. I'm about that motherfucking life, and I mean that motherfucking shit. Now, if you in doubt, try me out, and I'll show your ass. What the fuck? They took something from me that I can never get back. And Martin Luther King said, if a man ain't got nothing in life he fit worth dying for, he ain't fit to live. My kids, our kids, are worth dying for. But if I leave here today, I can say I did the things that I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it, and I did it Kimberly Handy Jones way. And fuck you if you don't like it. I'm tired of white people running up talking about, why do you have guns? It's our Second Amendment motherfucking right to have them. It's our Second Amendment right to have them. Why do you have hate?
One more time. One more time.
Why do you appeal to black and brown and indigenous people with a death sentence? Teach your maggot ass sons and fucking damn daughters called 12 to respect black, brown, and indigenous lives. Teach them that. I didn't send for you motherfuckers, but you came for me. So when you come for me, I gotta do what I got to do. And let me tell you, people, don't get it twisted. I work real fast.
All right now.
I will fuck something up in a New York fucking second. Understand that. I'm tired of y'all fucking over my children.
All right.
9 months, you carry a baby. You die again, giving your baby's life. And you motherfuckers have the nerves to kneel on their motherfucking necks. Pump bullets in them. Overkill, rob and steal. And if we got any white fragile people out here, this is not for you. And fuck you too. And like I said, if you think I won't punch a motherfucker in the throat, try me. Try me. I'm not that girl. I'm not that one.
Right now.
But I am the one who will fuck some shit up. I come in peace, people, and I want to live in peace. But the peace will cease if you step to me in mine. Fuck peace. It goes out the window. I've been trying to live in peace all my life, but peace didn't keep my son here. Peace didn't keep our black and brown children here. Peace didn't do that. And then white people get upset because we want to exercise our Second Amendment right. What are you upset about? Our skin is the weapon that you fear, remember? But now we a double threat. We just a threat. It don't matter when we walking down the street minding our own business. We a threat. Sitting in our own apartment, we a threat.
Well.
Jogging, we a threat.
Well.
Everything is a threat. I wish a motherfucking car would come through here. I ain't moving. I shall not be moved.
Hello.
I will not be moved.
Hello.
I'm not scared. 5'1". But you know what they say about little packages. The most powerful dynamite coming in the mud. Yeah, I will explode. I'm not moving. I don't give a fuck about no car, no bus, no truck. What you got for me? I'm gonna get off this microphone. Again, Minnesota, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Now, let me just know. I'm gonna put some remix on that motherfucker. We gotta put some stank on it today, right? We gotta put some stank on it. And let me tell you something, black people. When we say boots on the ground, we need to say that shit like we mean it. Yes. George Floyd, Cordell, Hardell, Justin, Brian, Demetrius, Jafford, Marcus, Billy Hughes, Paul Castaway. They all need to hear that. So let's get it in. Let's get them boots on the ground, and let me tell you something. You can't get nothing if your boots is up and they ain't on the ground. You gotta put them down. You gotta put them down and get them boots on the ground. You ain't out here for the fucking fortune, cause that ain't gonna bring our kids back, right? Fuck the fame. But if we come here together, we are powerful and we can say them fucking names.
Hello.
So what I'm gonna say, not for the fortune, not for the fame. Stand here today and say them names. 1 foot up, 1 foot down, put them both together. You got boots, boots, boots on the ground. We here to shut this shit down. Boots, boots, boots on the ground. We here to shut this shit down. Come on now, boots, boots, boots on the ground. We here to shut the shit down. Boots, come on, louder. Come on now, we here. Come on. One more time, and I need you to scream and shout to the top of your lungs. I need for you to make them maggot motherfuckers 12 hear this shit. All right? Now let's get it in, people. One more time. Boots! Boots! Boots on the ground! We here! Come on! Boots! Boots! Boots on the ground! We here! To shut this shit down! Not for the fortune, not for the fame. I come later, call them names. 1 foot up, 1 foot down. Put them up together, got boots on the ground. Boots! Boots! Boots on the ground! We here to shut this shit down. One more. Boots! 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 Boots on the ground! Well, we here to shut the shit down, people, by any means necessary. And guess what? Kimberly Andy Jones still smell bitches. Fuck 12!
Give it up for Kim Handy Jones, y'all. Alright, for the last time though, I would like the press to step back a little bit. Give us some breathing room. Thank you. Alright, we're gonna close it out here. Sirius from TCC4J is going to lead us in the Asada chant. We want to remind you to bring back your signs, please. We will have other events, so bring back your signs over here, and we're gonna close out.
One more thing. I would be remiss to say, I stand here today in solidarity with the Lao, East, dead. God bless you. And if God is for us, brother, who can be against us? We gon' burn justice in our heart. We gon' burn justice in our head. But we burning justice because they killed and shot our sons and daughters dead. I love you. No peace! No peace! No justice!
Everybody fists in the air. Everybody. We have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to win. We have a duty to win. We must love and support one another. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains. All right, a little bit louder. We have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to win. We have a duty to win. We must love and support one another. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Now I need y'all to scream this at the top of y'all lungs. I want to hear an echo. Those motherfucking pigs in that motherfucking courthouse need to hear us. This is why we are all out here. We need all these stolen lives to hear us screaming to the heavens that we are saying this, all right? Y'all with me? Yeah. We have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to win. We have